Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Brajanandana Yashoda Nandana Brajanandana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe Jaya Radha Rashmi Hari Radha Rashmi Hari Radhe Jaya Gaurangi Bangalorishwar Gaurangi Bangalorishwar Gaurangi Jaya Jagannatha Jaya Balladeva Jai Shubhadra Jaya Sudarshana Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha Jaya Anantadev Prahlad Lakshmi Jaya Anantadev Jaya Nitai Chaitanya Jaya Nitai Chaitanya Jaya Nitai Chaitanya Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jai Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Hari Bol और प्रेमानंद हरि 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 बोल हरि राम संकीर्तन महायज्ञ की जय जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजाचार्य स्तोत्र शतक His Divine Grace हरे चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्री प्रभुपाद की जय ISKCON संस्थापक आचार्य पीडी संस्थापक आचार्य Savior of the whole universe जगत गुरु श्री प्रभुपाद की जय जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजाचार्य स्तोत्र शतक His Divine Grace, Shri Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Shri Prabhupada की जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णववृंद की जय नमाचार्य श्री हरदास ठाकुर की जय जय श्री रूप श्री सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्टदास रघुनाथ श्री गोस्वामी प्रभुगण की जय प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद की जय जय श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण चंद्र गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय मथुरा वृंदावन धाम की जय मायापुर धाम की जय श्री क्षेत्र श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय द्वारिका धाम की जय गंगा माई की जय जमुना माई की जय कावेरी माई की जय भक्ति देवी की जय तुलसी महारानी की जय समवेत गौरव भक्त वृंद की जय ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल all glories to the assembled devotees Hare Krishna all glories to the assembled devotees Hare Krishna All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories and glories and glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraje Nastapayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavatam Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktirabhavati Naistiki Mukam Karoti Vacharam Pangulam Gayatem Premyat Kripatamaham Vande Shri Gurudantarnam Paramanandam Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Hari Om Tat Sat. Hare Krishna. Before starting the class, I would like to seek the blessings of all the Vaishnavas present. That whatever I speak is going to be as per Shastras and as per whatever has been spoken by the Guru Parampara. We reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 17. Canto 4 is titled The Creation of the Fourth Order. Chapter 17 is titled Maharaj Prithu becomes angry at earth. And the text numbers that we're discussing is 6 and 7.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, sorry to disturb you.
Hare Krishna,
there is some cracking noise coming, Prabhuji.
Okay.
Slightly.
Just give me a minute to change my network. I'll just try and set it right. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Prabhuji, is that a little better, or is it still continuing?
Yes, Prabhuji, continuing, Prabhuji. How is it for others? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu, little bit, Prabhuji, but we can manage, but still, if it's clear, it's well.
Hare Krishna. Okay, so we'll continue.
Yes, Prabhuji, yes.
Better? Is that okay? Right, we'll continue.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, so we're reading the 6th and the 7th verse here today. Yachanatyapi Krishnasya bhavan bhagavata prabhu Shrushravasa punyam purvadeha kathashrayam Yachanyat api Krishnasya bhavan bhagavataha prabhu Shravah Shushravah sa punyam purvadeha kathashrayam Yachanyat api Krishnasya bhavan bhagavata prabhu Shravah Shushravah punyam purvadeha kathashrayam Bhaktya me anu prakatya tava chandokshajaya yasya cha vaktum arhasi yoduyat vainya rupena tamimam Bhaktya me anu तत्या तव चादक्षोजयस्य च वक्तुमर्हसि यदुन्यात् वान्यरूपेण कमिमं भक्त्या मेऽनुरक्त्या तावचान्तोक्षजस्य च वक्तुमर्हसि योऽनुयात् वान्यरूपेण कमिमम्. What translation? Yat, which, cha, and anyat, other, api, certainly, Krishnasya, of Krishna, Bhavan, your good self, Bhagavata, of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Prabho, powerful, Shravaha, glorious activities, Shravasa, who is very pleasing to hear about, Punyam, pious, Purvadeha, of his previous incarnation, Kathashrayam, connected with the narration, Bhaktya, unto devotee, me to me, Anurakatya, very much attentive, Tava, of you, Cha, and Adokshajasya, of the Lord, who is known as Adokshaja, Cha, also, Vaktumarasi, please narrate. Ya, one who, Aduyat, milked, Vainya Rupena, in the form of the son of King Vena, Gam, cow, earth, Imam, this. Translation. Prithu Maharaj was a powerful incarnation of Lord Krishna's potencies. Consequently, an narration concerning his activities is surely very pleasing to hear, and it produces all good fortune. As far as I am concerned, I am always your devotee as well as a devotee of the Lord, who is also known as Adokshaja. Please therefore narrate all the stories of King Prithu, who is in form of the son of King Vena, milk the cow-shaped earth. Translation and purport by His Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Purport. Lord Krishna is also known as Avatari, which means that one from whom all the incarnations emanate. In Bhagavad Gita 10.8, Lord Krishna says, Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam pravartate. I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. Thus, Lord Krishna is the origin of everyone's appearance. As far as this material world is concerned, Lord Brahma, Lord Vishnu, and Lord Shiva are all emanations from Krishna. These three incarnations of Krishna are called Gunavataras. The material world is governed by the three material modes of nature, and Lord Vishnu, Lord Brahma, and Lord Shiva respectively take charge of the modes of goodness, passion, and ignorance. Maharaj Prithu is also an incarnation of those qualities of Lord Krishna by which one rules over the conditioned souls. In this verse, the word Adokshaja means beyond the perception of material senses. It is very significant. No one can perceive the Supreme Personality of Godhead by mental speculation. Therefore, a person with poor fund of knowledge cannot understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead, since one can form only an impersonal idea on the strength of one's material senses. The Lord is known as Adokshaja. Presents the Bhaktivedanta purport, Canto 4 of Srimad Bhagavatam. Canto title, The Fourth Orders, Chapter 17. Chapter is titled Maharaj Prithu becomes angry with Mother Earth. Om Tat Sat Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Tapadamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatam Vidam Tanta Jivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijanakshaitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Viruddha Shri Vishakhamritam Scha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Kapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari विश्वदानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमः ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Another beautiful discussion which is continuing here between Maitreya Rishi and Vidurji, and very nice conversation where Vidurji is inquiring from Maitreya with surrender and the mood of submission, so that the speaker could answer. Vidura is also a very qualified, very elevated soul, but then when that's the subject matter of spiritual cognizance or spiritual growth, he surrenders to Maitreya Rishi, and inquisitive and very submissive. He's a very inquisitive hearer and a submissive hearer who's interested in hearing the pastimes of the Lord. More than the speaker, actually the hearing person has the weightage, because if the people who are hearing, or if the devotees who are hearing, if they are hearing very attentively, the speaker also becomes very, very excited about the whole subject matter. So the hearer, person who's hearing, has more weightage than the person who's actually speaking. Vidura was basically a relative of Krishna. He is the uncle of Pandavas, and Pandavas are cousin brothers of Krishna. The more that we hear about Krishna, the more we elevate. So the more we are elevated, the more we should be interested in hearing about the devotional service. So it's kind of a cycle which just continues, saying that you hear more, you get elevated. And the more you elevate, you want to hear more. The more you hear, again, you get elevated higher. So it is very, very nicely being said here. So Vidurji says, "Oh Maitreya, oh great devotee, oh great sage, please go on speaking the subject matter of Krishna Katha, the subject matter of Krishna, the pastime of Krishna, the various activities of Krishna." And here he is asking, how did Prithu Maharaj milk the earth, which became in the shape of a cow? And the more that we start hearing, so here Vidurji is actually showing it first by example. He has been hearing this Katha of Prithu Maharaj from Maitreya Rishi, and the conversation is going on. And as he is hearing more, he's saying, give me more, I want more of this bhakti, I want more of this rasa, I want more of this hearing. The more we hear, the more we're getting interested. Yeah. And when it is described in short, he says, no, please give me more details. Please reveal it to me more in extended. So if we take back again another story which was narrated of Vritrasura, and it is said that Vritrasura was born out of Yagya. He had a copper red eyes, and he came out. And when he came out, after that he was killed by Indra. But while he was being killed, he was offering prayers after prayers. And he offers beautiful prayers. So this is where the whole story ends. But then, when I'm inquiring as to how can he offer such nice prayers, the extension of the pastime comes, saying that in the previous life, in the previous lifetime, he was Maharaj Chitraketu. And it is actually Parikshit Maharaj who talks about it. And then he says, I'm sorry, I forgot to mention about this connecting pastime of the Lord. That, he was in his previous time, he was Chitraketu. And because he was Chitraketu, that is the reason he was not able to, he was able to, kind of narrate such beautiful pastimes or such beautiful players. For more pastimes to unfold, the hearer should be very, very submissive. It is always said when we are sitting in the Bhagavatam class, we have to submissively hear. We don't have to give out our ideas. We don't have to give some kind of a conception to the whole discussion which is happening around. Yeah. And in the 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita said, Tat Shrunu. Just hear. Don't give any interpretation to what you're hearing. Yeah. It is also said with 1,000 heads or 1,000 hoods, Anantadev is not able to describe the pastimes. Yeah. And every time the pastime is spoken, there's another different flavor which is revealed. In the pastime, Sri Prabhupada also describes that what we hear or what to hear and what qualities should we look forward from the person we are hearing. Yeah. Very simple to say what to hear. We should hear the pastimes of Krishna, his various qualities, his various leelas that have happened, and the qualities of the acharyas. Yeah. And what are the qualities that we should look forward from the person whom we are hearing? The person should be coming in a parampara. This is very, very important. Because otherwise, you have so many professional Bhagavatam reciters who can give you a lot of nice hearing, but that hearing doesn't go into our heart because it is a subject matter which is tinged with material conception. It doesn't really help you grow in the spiritual life. How many devotees are made when you have this 7 days of Bhagavatam Katha? Hundreds and thousands, because they are related. They come to attend those Bhagavad Katha because he is related, so and so I have to attend because he is organized. If I don't, I can't say no to going there because he's been, my relative for so many years. He's related to me from maternal side, paternal side, and all of that. But after 7 days, how many people have the change of their heart? Very rarely people, have change of their heart. Though the subject matter is very clearly, it is about the glories of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is about the pastimes of Krishna. It is about various activities of Krishna while he was here, which is what we have to hear. But as a person, because he doesn't fall, he's a professional reciter, because at the end of the 7 days of Katha, he gets a certain amount of money. Yeah, he gets that to be carried with him. So that is where what he is interested in. So the person has to come in from a parampara. It cannot be just like that, person starts speaking and we keep hearing and we still want to hear more. No? And here, Vidura is glorifying Maitreya Rishi. But we should hear about the pastimes of the Lord. We are supposed to hear the past, Bhaktya Mam Anurkatya, in Sampradaya. The power of hearing is not induced if we do not hear from the Sampradaya. Yeah, as I gave you the example, if we hear from the professional reciters, it may be possible, you may hear it for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, maybe even 5 days, maybe even 7 days, you'll complete the katha, you may want to hear him again. But the power of hearing is not induced because that person doesn't come in the parampara, he doesn't come in the sampradaya. And here Vidura is inquiring about the pastimes of Kilpatu, which happened many, many, many years back. And if we do not hear, history gets faded or history gets lost. When Krishna was in Dwarka, when he was in Mathura, when he was in Nandgaon, when he was in Barsana, it is all recorded systematically in our Shastras. It is recorded by the Vaishnavas, it is recorded by the sages. And it is recorded because it was spoken by Maitreya Rishi. He is talking about this. Yeah, coming back to the particular shloka where we are talking about Mother Earth being milked by Prithu Maharaj. So Mother Earth also feels that she also has to do her duties, as the king was also doing his duties. And that is where he started giving grains. When Prithu Maharaj stood by it. Yeah. People get inspired by people who follow and what they speak, and they follow what the Shastras have been speaking about. Mother Earth was actually influenced by the previous regime. The previous regime was King Vena and the other, people, miscreants who were there in the kingdom. And that is where she stopped giving. She stopped giving the grain. She stopped giving milk. All of that happened. But then King Prithu, because he was a righteous king, he could make this happen. He stood by it and he actually said, you have to do it. If you don't do it, then I'm not going to let you go, which is very, very important for us to understand. And when we are talking about this, is it possible today, in the current day scenario, is it possible to force the clouds to rain? Is it possible to force the oceans to give us pearls? No. It was possible in the previous yesteryears. And the story of King Prithu, or the pastime of King Prithu, is right in front of us, saying that the Mother Earth stopped giving any grains. And who was Prithu Maharaj? He was none other than Krishna. And then what is the reason that Mother Earth was not ready to give the grains or the ingredients? So Mother Earth says, there are so many mountains on my body. So when we dig, construct a building, maybe a house or a temple or, a complex or whatever it is, it actually bothers Mother Earth. But when we really pray to her and nicely offer prayer saying that I'm doing this for the pleasure of their lordships, I'm constructing a nice temple for the pleasure of their lordships so that more and more people come and have darshan of their lordships, then Mother Earth allows it. Also, parallelly, an existence of a sinful person burdens Mother Earth more than a construction of a house. If a sinful person is born on earth, then it troubles Mother Earth so much so that she gets disturbed. Kamsa was a very sinful person, and Mother Earth felt the pain. And then she went and took shelter at the lotus feet of Supreme Personality of Godhead. A very simple example can be taken. Sometimes when we have a child who misuses money, when they ask for a rupee or two, are the parents not capable of giving? Yes, they are capable of giving it. But when they realize that the money which is being given by the child, given by the parents to the child, is being misused, mother and father will withdraw. Similarly, Mother Earth gives enough and more grains for us to sustain. But when Mother Earth realizes that we are misusing the gift given by her, she slowly starts withdrawing or completely stops withdrawing. It is said that Mother Earth can produce 3 times our requirements of the food grains. It is only because the greedy people, politicians, businessmen, that there is so much of hoarding. They want to buy the complete lot of the grains and put it in hoarding so that they can get more price of that. Otherwise, the farmers can produce enough. Mother Earth can give 3 times of the requirement that we have. If you want to have 1 chapati, Mother Earth can give you 3 chapatis. That is the kind of capacity that Mother Earth has. And this people, they hoard and the poor suffer. And this happens in Kali Yuga because the kings or the administrators are not qualified. The kingdoms are not running very well. The basic facilities in a kingdom should be given free, not the luxuries. Yeah, luxuries can be charged for. So when Prithu Maharaj saw that the grains were not being grown, despite being a righteous king, he became very angry with Mother Earth. And Mother Earth was following because the previous regime was of King Vena, who was not a righteous king. But now she had to change. And it is very important to hear about righteous kings like Prithu Maharaj and others, Bharat Maharaj, Amrish Maharaj. Sometimes in the history books we read some pastimes of a politician or a person who was a freedom fighter, etc., and all that. But we look back, do they really have a good background in their personal life? Very rarely. It's only all those things which he has good are being highlighted in that book. They will never tell you what are the other flip side of it. But we have to hear about people like Prithu Maharaj, whose glorious activities helped the humankind to move forward. It is because they are very soothing, and it is also very good for devotees to hear. Vidura says in this verse that hearing, in the fifth line, if you see, it is called as Adokshaja. Krishna is Adokshaja. And Vidura says that everything is in hearing. If you want to know about Krishna, he is beyond the material conception of life. So Pratyaksham is very difficult to understand. Krishna is available always. Even if we go back to the battlefield of Mahabharata, Krishna was always available to everybody. But did people see them the way that they should have seen him? Some of the soldiers saw him as an enemy. Some of the soldiers saw him as the enemy's chariot driver. Whereas Arjuna considered him as a friend. And so treated him also like a friend, because on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, Arjuna never said, Krishna, take left, take right, go straight, head to this place, head to that place, head to Bhishma Pitama. No, he had actually put his foot on the shoulders of Krishna and he was guiding. You know, his leg would move to the left, so that means the chariot driver has to move to the left, it has to be right. If he presses hard, then it should go faster. If he lifts it up, then it should go slow. So these are all indications. So different people on the battle of Kurukshetra took differently Krishna. Arjuna took it as his friend and his chariot driver. The Pandavas took him as Supreme Personality of Godhead, their friend, their family. The Kauravas took him as their enemy. But they could not understand him. It is also very important to understand this. Rukmini heard about Krishna from Narad Muni. Rukmini had never met Krishna. But when Narad Muni spoke about Krishna to Rukmini, she became so attracted towards him. And then she decided that she'll marry her. And she writes a letter to Krishna saying that please take me away from here. So hearing is the best way of understanding. We cannot see everything from our eyes, so it is Shastra Chakshu which should be used. The eyes of the Shastras should be used for us to see. And when we say hear, when we say see, it is hearing about the pastimes of the Lord. By hearing from Maitreya, Vidura was actually being there, and he chose to hear from Maitreya and appreciate when he was there with Krishna. So this is a pastime where Maitreya is spending a lot of time with Vidura, and he is taking that opportunity to hear about Krishna. And when he meets Krishna, he actually makes use of that opportunity which he had to hear to appreciate Krishna. I'll just relate it with a very simple example. There's an assembly of people, and there's a very famous person who comes into the assembly. If you know something about this person who comes into the assembly, you will be able to appreciate about his qualities, about his work that he has done, or about a lot of other things which he can do. You can appreciate if you know the details of that. But if you don't know him, then people will go meet him, greet him, all that, and you will stand in the side and keep thinking, who's this person? So it's very important for us to hear, and here it's given straightforward with the example that Maitreya was giving association to Viduraji, and Viduraji was hearing about all of that, so he can relate to when he meets Krishna. This is how a devotee should be, so that when he is hearing very nicely, then I'll appreciate him when he is around. We also talk about a lot of devotees. If we get to know about the devotees, if we know about them well in advance, then we will appreciate when they come face to face to you. Yeah, I can give you a very simple example. I had heard about a very senior sannyasi within these ISKCON circles about his preaching mission, about a lot of activities that he does, about his nice kirtan that he would lead. So when I met Maharaj for the first time, I could actually relate that with Maharaj saying that Maharaj is a great kirtanier. And I sat down hearing his kirtan. So here, Vidura is asking, please narrate me how that thing Prithu did all this. How did he, manage to get Mother Earth to follow his instructions? How did he chastise Mother Earth? And here it's a contra. Nobody chastises their mother anytime. Generally, that's how it is. But this is, again, a very nice pastime. So we have to relate it, saying that why did King Prithu chastise Mother Earth? It is for the benefit of the people at large, so that people could get their grains. He could establish a nice kingdom, and then the religion can be established, because King Vena had created a lot of problems. So it was very much right on part of Prithu Maharaj to chastise after consulting qualified men. This is also given saying that, he would consult his ministers who are qualified brahmanas. And he said, because Mother Earth is not giving, he actually chastised. So sometimes when the speaker is speaking, he would give, very brief on a topic, and sometimes he will elaborate. In the 10th canto, last chapter, there are pastimes which are given in one verses, like killing of Putna, killing of Trinavarta, etc. And in some places, it is given elaborate. So it is very important that, we should skillfully hear. I'm again saying skillfully hear. So this is a question which may arise, saying that how can we skillfully hear? When we say skillfully hear, with full attention. And even in Srimad Bhagavatam, there's a word, Srila Prabhupada uses this very often, rapt attention it is called. It's called attentive hearing and paying attention to the description of what is being spoken. So there are actually three things which actually work. One is hearing the person who is speaking. Second is the person who is speaking. And the third thing is the content of the speech, or the content of the description which is being spoken about. So here Maitreya Rishi is a great devotee of the Lord, very, very elevated soul. Vidurji is a great devotee of the Lord. And the third thing, the content is about the glories of the pastimes of the Lord. And with this three, good speaker, good hearer, and Krishna's content, one can understand the loving relationship with Krishna. So I would request everybody to continue reading the pastimes of Prithu Maharaj. It's very nicely done. And what makes us hear submissively is there are times that, we get inflicted words spoken on us. So that is the time, because Duryodhana spoke very inflicting words to Vidura. He wanted to hear about the pastimes of the Lord. On the contrary, there's another example which is given as Parikshit Maharaj. He wanted to hear because he was scared that he has only 7 days left in his life. So one has to hear sometimes by force or sometimes by love. So depending on time, place, and circumstances, we hear either by force or by love. So this is the content, or this is the subject matter of today's discussion. It talks about why did Prithu Maharaj chastise Mother Earth? Yeah. And in the description, it is said this was a conversation between Maitreya Rishi and Vidurji. And very, very important is three things out of the verse. One is hearing, speaking, and the content of the description, or the description of what is being spoken about. So one can understand, with these three things, one can understand the loving relationship with Krishna. And I will stop speaking here. If there are any questions or any comments or any corrections, I would request the devotees to make that. Thank you very much for your patient hearing. I'll be happy to answer any questions, and I'll be happy to even hear if there are any corrections in whatever we discussed today.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavata Pranam, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Anavas Prabhuji.
Thanks for wonderful, very wonderful class, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, as you rightly said, Mother Earth, like she wasn't
Producing grains.
producing grains. Now,
Yeah.
what is now at the present scenario? Like, still Mother Earth, like because there are, as you said, that she cannot tolerate the sinners, like, and at the present scenario, how to understand how Mother Earth is tolerating so much in this Kali Yuga, and what will be her reactions like in the future? Yes, Prabhuji, please.
Thank you, Prabhu. Very, very pertinent question in Kali Yuga times and in the age that we are living currently, saying that there are so many sinners, there are so many miscreants. So, Prabhu, as we see many times, there are reactions like famine, there's drought, and Mother Earth doesn't give anything. But at the same time, you also have wonderful Vaishnavas, wonderful devotees, sages who are available in India or elsewhere. Also, there are a lot of Vaishnavas. So, Earth is not producing as much as we should. It can actually, as I've heard this in one of the lectures where it says Earth can produce 3 times our requirement. But currently, there are many people who are going hungry also in some parts of the world. So it is basically because there are miscreants there are sinners there. They have famine, they have floods, they have various other natural calamities, and Mother Earth is pulling back her resources. And at the same time, because there are other sages available, there are other Vaishnavas available, there is Harinam Sankirtan happening. Mother Earth gives abundance. So that's how we can really understand saying that because both of them are available. Unfortunately, we don't have kings like Prithu Maharaj who can stand there and say, Mother Earth, please give me. We don't have any righteous administrators, either prime ministers or presidents or kings who can really take that step saying that you have to give, because they themselves are not righteous. So if I'm not right, I have no right to ask anybody as to what you're doing. So the understanding has to be, if we can cultivate more devotees, if we can have more Harinam happening, there will be absolutely no shortage of food, water, or rains anywhere. We also have the example of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, where there was drought, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went and just chanted Harinam and it rained. And similar example is also given in Srila Prabhupada Lilamrita also, saying that if you do yajna and if you do Harinam, then rain will come. So with the blessings of Vaishnavas, with the blessings of great devotees, we can still have fulfillment of our basic requirements. These are necessities of life. In a very popular saying, we say roti kapda makam. Everything is given by the Lord very easily. He never denies food to anybody. Even if it is any of the animals on the street, they get their food. But just that we become greedy, and because of our greed, we want more and more and more. You would have never seen an ant storing more than what it wants. You would have never seen animals storing more than what they only take so much as they want for that particular food requirement, that particular day's requirement, or that particular time's requirement, and then look for something afterwards. So it is because of our greedy nature that we want to hoard, we want to stock more, we want to have more money than what we need, we want to have more grains in our house than what we need. So this is where the trouble comes. And if we have nice administrators, Brahmana qualified administrators, then all those things can be taken care of. I hope that answers your question, Gordhan Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. Very nicely said, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Jai.
So if there are no other questions, I would end the class here. Thank you very much for joining. I would also thank the temple management for giving me the opportunity to speak today on the wonderful subject of Srimad Bhagavatam, and especially the conversation between Maitreya Rishi and Vidurji. It is some of those very inspiring things from Srimad Bhagavatam. Well, whole Srimad Bhagavatam is inspiring, but this conversations are really inspiring to devotees, and they tell us why we should hear. I think that was the center point of our today's discussion: hearing, speaking, and the content. So it is the speaker, the hearer, and the content of the subject, which are very, very important. So I thank the management for allowing me to speak on the subject, and thank all the wonderful Vaishnavas who are here present now. And please accept my respectful obeisances. Pancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Anantapoti Vaishnavavrinda ki jai. Grantha Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande. Hari Hari Bol.
Hari Hari Bol.
I will end the session here. Thank you.
Thank you,
very
Prabhuji.
much.
Pranam. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, everybody. Dandavats.
Hare Krishna.